Good morning, everyone. This is Doug Campbell with Right Way Options and your morning market preparation video for August 6th, 2017. Well, the Bears really came out to play yesterday and pushing the market down. We have the uncertainty of North Korea, but I got to tell you, I think what really added to the pressure of the market was when we heard that Hurricane Irma now has Florida's coast in its sights. And, we're still reeling from the impact to those folks in Houston, Texas. Another major hurricane hitting our coast would be substantially bearish, I think, for the market. So, uncertainty abounding right now in this chart. But let's not lose sight of the fact that we are also still holding this trend. So we have a little bit of an uptrend here on the diamonds, and we have a downtrend here in our tops. Now, 3 lower highs is not a good sign, and we're getting these big warning shots here. I have to believe this candle is going to lead us eventually to a new low. But until I see that occur, and what I mean by a new low, it can just a new low, a lower low than what we had yesterday. I'm not suggesting that we're going to start taking out or stripping these lows, but a big bearish candle like that, and what you could loosely term as an evening star here on the diamonds, not a good sign. Now, one of the things that is positive, however, is look, we held the 50-day moving average. We still are holding that overall uptrend. But there's enough evidence here to warrant considerable caution, to be careful. Now, I would expect that we will probably see some kind of a rest or even a slight bounce today as a result of just being short-term oversold. Okay, just a short-term oversold bounce. So don't be surprised to see this rally back up and maybe hit some resistance levels here. But I doubt, with all the uncertainty, I would be surprised with all the uncertainty with North Korea and Hurricane Irma, that we're going to see the market just rebound all the way back. It's going to take a little while. We're going to have to sort this out for a little bit. And as long as these support levels hold, we're probably going to be in good shape. Watch this area right here as a significant level of resistance for the diamonds. If that, watch here for a breakthrough or the possibility of a failure pattern that would take us to new lows. Let's take a look at the SPY. SPY, much better rally back yesterday. The bulls really tried hard here, kicking that 50 pretty hard and then bouncing off of that level. So here again, technically, we do have an evening star pattern, and unfortunately that evening star pattern comes right at this topping area. Not what you want to see in a chart. But holding this level is a good thing, and we're seeing again a little bit of a bounce up this morning in the pre-market, but I don't expect these bears to just give up. Okay, don't expect them to give up just yet. So watch this closely. I don't think we created tremendous technical damage here, but the chart pattern itself, all on its own, has a bit of a technical damage that we need to deal with. Now, as long as we hold that 50, as long as we hold this support area in here, I would think that we would be okay for this market to, those bulls to step back in and maybe test the waters again. It's kind of like, a little kid reaching into the cookie jar. We reach into the cookie jar and we get our hand slapped. We reach into the cookie jar, we get our hand slapped. We reach into the cookie jar, we get our hand slapped. At a certain point in time, that hand gets a little bit sore and we stop reaching. And we could see just a little bit of a hesitation before we reach again. into that cookie jar trying to make those new highs. So be just a little bit careful and cautious as you move forward. I would not just rush in buying this dip personally. I think that would be, honestly, I think that would be real foolish at this point. Let's wait for a little bit more evidence. Let's be a little bit more cautious as we move forward here. Let's take a look at the Qs. The Qs also did a really good job bouncing off of this support level, and I honestly think the Qs is the strongest of the bunch because the Qs actually made a new high here. And not only did they do that, they've held the 50-day moving average and they've held their longer-term uptrend. So the Qs are by far, I think, the strongest of the bunch and maybe the one that helps hold us up. So strong test yesterday, nice little rally back. Let's see if it rests in here a little bit, relaxes a little bit. Don't count the bears out just yet, but I think the Qs is holding up significantly better, and at least technically it's in a correct situation because we made a new high here. Now we're pulling back and testing support, and that's all that's happened here in the Qs. IWM, on the other hand, not a good sign here. IWM rallying back to the 50-day moving average, bearish engulfing at price resistance and losing the 50-day moving average. I do think there's additional technical damage here that is significant, and any push lower here on IWM would suggest probably a retest of these lows at a minimum and maybe a little bit lower. So not a good sign here in IWM, and IWM will probably continue to drag on the overall market. We'll have to watch that closely. Let's take a quick look at the VIX. The VIX had quite a spike up yesterday. And isn't it interesting? I don't know why this downtrend line is so important right here, but we spike right up to that downtrend line, and then we backed away from it as the market rallied back up a little bit. We lost some of that fear. What I can say is I would expect, because of this gap up into here, that we're going to see some additional volatility in the market. So watch that closely. Don't get your hand slapped again by racing in, okay? Let the market prove, let the market set itself up, let the market spill out some of this volatility, and then we'll have some safer trading ahead. So be careful. We've got some great positions on. We took a profit of 40% on tech yesterday. We've got profits in other trades right now. We've got nice profits in Berkshire B. We've got nice profits in Grub. We've got nice profits in Coca-Cola. So we're doing okay here, even to the long side. We've got really nice profits, in ABX. So we're doing okay here in our positions. Let's not overdo it here by racing or chasing. Let's let this settle out a little bit and then find our better way back in, okay? Let's take a quick look here again at the diamonds and just recognize that this failure here, if I were to rank the indexes right now, the Qs is the strongest, the most likely to hold us up. The IWM is the weakest, the most likely to pull us down. Unfortunately, we have the diamonds here with a 3 lower highs, and that's adding some pressure or weight to the overall market. So be careful here. Just don't chase this, okay? It'll come back around. We don't have to panic. No major technical damage was created here. It was damaged, but it's just nothing super major. It was a big emotional reaction. Let's wait for more evidence before we chase into something or look to switch teams, okay? Everyone, I want to wish you all, just a second, I forgot. This morning on the economic calendar, we have international trade numbers coming out at 8:30. That's our biggest number of the day here on international trade. They're expecting that to widen the gap just a little bit, which is not good for us, but I don't expect that to be a big surprise for the market. PMI services, which is largely ignored, but that's expected to hold up. ISM is expected to do well also, and then we round out the day with Beige Book, which comes out 2 weeks before the federal market or the FOMC heads into their meeting, and it's just a reading of all the indicators that they are going to look at. I don't think there's any significant change expected there. So overall, the news not so bad. On the earnings front, we have about 50 companies reporting today, so make sure you're staying on your toes and watching those earnings reports. Don't get caught with something reporting earnings just simply because you didn't check. You don't want to rely on luck. You want to be prepared for events like that. Okay. Hey folks, if this is the first time you've seen this information, first time you've seen one of these videos, please do me a favor. If you find it helpful, click that subscribe button on YouTube and the follow me button on Facebook. I do this every single day. I put this information out every day. And if you would like to receive this information daily, click those buttons and you'll get notified when I post. Also, there's lots of information available on my YouTube channel, different training videos and things. Please check that out if you get a chance. It's just YouTube and look up Right Way Options and you'll be there. Everyone, I want to wish you a great day. I want to wish you awesome profits. Take care of yourself, and I will talk to you all soon.